Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Make Adventure Happen podcast. In this podcast, in every episode, we talk about one country. We answer some of the most popular questions about this country and we share our own experience in the country. That's me, Kaspars and Una. And today we'll be talking about Vietnam, a large country in Asia, in Southeast Asia. It's one of top 10 largest countries by population in the world. It's a country we have been to a few times. I have been 3 times and you, Una?
Maybe 2.
Twice.
Twice, yes.
Yeah. We have been to more or less the same places, but
Yes.
yeah, let's start and let's do like we do always. I'm going to Google. I have typed in Vietnam and we'll just look at the most popular questions and we'll choose ones that are more like important to tourists or digital nomads, travelers going for longer stays, and we will answer them.
Mhm.
And let's start with this one. What is Vietnam famous for? I think we can go with maybe 2 things each.
Yeah.
Like, what's in
Let's-
your in your opinion, like what is 2 things that Vietnam is famous for?
It's crazy traffic, like especially scooters. A lot of scooters on the road. Yeah, and it's hard to cross the road. That's what it is famous for.
Yeah.
And another thing is Vietnamese food.
So you knew about the traffic also before we were
Yes,
going?
yes, because our friends went there before us and they showed photos and videos of this crazy traffic.
Yeah, when you talk about friends, I remember seeing like pictures of people carrying also some crazy stuff on the
Yes, exactly, like
motorbikes.
chickens and huge pieces of meat and so on.
Yeah, okay. And for me, 2 things that I knew Vietnam for and I like thought that other people might be knowing about is Ha Long Bay. It's a place we haven't been to in Vietnam. It's in the north of Vietnam. I think it's considered World UNESCO Heritage Site, maybe like
I'm not
natural.
I'm not sure about this, but it's very famous.
Super famous. Yeah.
Famous landmark worldwide.
Yeah, so Ha Long Bay, it was something like I had heard of and I know that people know. And another thing is what I hear now. I think I didn't know about it before, but I hear it now that for many people Vietnam is pho, the pho soup. One of the most famous food dishes in Vietnam. Many associate Vietnam with this soup.
And Vietnamese sandwich, banh mi.
Right, yeah. So in a way I agree with you that Vietnamese food is something that the country is famous for, at least for some people, like yeah.
And those big hats.
Yeah, those round hats, this is also something. Okay, the next question in our mind that when we answer those questions we are thinking mostly about tourists, like we are answering from a tourist perspective or from a digital nomad perspective.
Yes, exactly.
So is Vietnam a rich or poor country?
I would say it's a poor country, unfortunately.
But it's getting better.
Yeah, I think it's one of the fastest growing economies in Asia, maybe.
Yeah,
should be.
in Asia,
It should
in Asia, it's definitely, yeah.
Because you can see it when you're traveling across Vietnam. You can see that it's developing like in a very fast pace, I would say.
But yeah, I agree with you that it still feels also quite a poor country. And if you are coming from the West and
Yes.
earning average salary in Germany, UK or even Latvia, many things they seem to be cheap super cheap for you
Yes,
from a
exactly.
tourist. Like
A lot of people.
it's nice for you
yeah.
as a tourist, of course. Yeah.
A lot of people say that Vietnam is actually cheaper than Thailand. Um, mm, I don't know myself personally because, um, yeah, well, I think they're equally cheap. Well, maybe Thailand is more expensive, but it's not that Vietnam is crazy cheap and Thailand is crazy expensive.
I agree with you, and
Yeah.
I think it depends from what you
Yeah.
are looking at, and
Yeah.
as,
Never mind.
as I have said, like I think at least once, cheap is cheap, and Vietnam is one of those places
Yes.
where the cheapest prices are very low.
Yeah.
Okay, the next question, also I think it's an important thing for tourists.
Mhm.
Is Vietnam a good place to visit for a tourist?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I agree.
Even for solo travelers and solo female travelers, it's a good place to visit because it is considered safe also as well.
Uh, yeah, and of course I'm not a woman, but when you see how, like at least like from our perspective, how freely like women are living in Vietnam, I think it
Yeah.
must be also safer for a tourist.
They seem, yeah, it's not like you go out and see only men drinking
Yeah,
tea and coffee in cafes and like hanging out outside with their friends. It's also women. It's not like in I don't know Middle Eastern countries when you only see men,
Mm.
but it's also women everywhere, and women are selling stuff on the street, and
Mhm.
yeah, I think it's.
Yes.
And that's why it makes it's safe for female travelers because, like, a woman on the street, like a woman on the street. I mean, like walking on the street
Yeah.
is not seen as something like extraordinary.
Yeah.
So that's why it's safe for solo female travelers as well. And I know several girls, ladies, who went on a trip to Vietnam alone, and they were perfectly fine.
Mm. And I also think that it just makes you feel more comfortable on the streets when you see other girls and women.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Like you said, it's not something extraordinary.
Yeah.
Okay, it's about like safety. Otherwise, it's also like lots to
Exotic.
see. Exotic, yeah.
Yes, exotic destination.
Lots to see. Easy to get to
Yeah.
these places because there are quite a lot of tourists, and that means tourism infrastructure is good. Lots of hotels, affordable prices. Yeah, people are ready for tourism. You see offers for everything. And actually, when I think about tourists, I remember that excursions, like tours, like day trips.
Mhm.
In Vietnam, at least from Ho Chi Minh City, one of the biggest, or it could be also the biggest city, they were the cheapest that I have seen, and they are not bad. They are good. Like
They're
feel
decent.
they feel touristy, but they are very decent. Like you get to some places, you see some things. They are cheap. It may include also like a lunch.
A promotional stop as well.
Yeah.
But it's alright.
But yeah, the good price is good. So generally, yeah, good destination.
With the promotional stop, I mean when they stop like at a few factories or maybe shops, and they might give some presentations about the products they're selling, but it doesn't feel like too stressful and scammy because, well, at least what we saw, so it's fine. And the price was like $10 per day trip per person, so I think you can just bear with it.
Yeah. The next question. I don't really like these comparisons, but okay, what is better, Bali or Vietnam?
For some it's Vietnam and for some it's Bali. It depends what you are looking for. I think for me, well, at least like 5 years ago, Bali felt better for me. But now I'm not sure. Maybe now it's Vietnam. Who knows? Because I haven't been to Bali in like 5 years or no.
3 years.
3 years. No.
We spent in
No, wait, 4
in
years.
2020,
Almost 4 years.
3.5.
So it might have changed the like my view on things, and my travel style has changed, and the countries, the places can change as well. So I'm not sure which is better for you. So it's for you to decide. But I guess if you are more into more like a touristy vibe with like fancy cafes, fancy vegan cafes, and all this healing stuff and yoga stuff, then I guess Bali is your place.
I'll sum it up for you.
Yeah.
If you want one place with lots of things to do, Bali. If you want a bigger place, if you want to go and see a bigger variety of things and travel longer distances, Vietnam. Because Bali is an island. As much as I love it, it's an island and small place with lots to see, lots to do, but it's one island. Vietnam, it's a country of almost like 2,000 kilometers length. It's a huge, long place, and accordingly, the landscape
diverse.
Changes way more there.
I guess if you want to see diverse landscapes and different kinds of attractions and different kinds of places, then you should choose. Then you can choose Vietnam because it offers a variety of places to see and things to do. Bali is more concentrated in it. It's not as diverse as Vietnam because Vietnam is a country and Bali is an island in Indonesia.
Okay. Let's go further. Is Vietnam good for nightlife? I think
yes, absolutely.
I think yes. People like it. Local people also do it, go out.
Yeah, it's known as I would say a cheap nightlife destination, especially Ho Chi Minh City, I think.
Yeah, Ho Chi Minh City. We have been to Ho Chi Minh City. We have been to Dalat in the mountains. Nha Trang by the sea. Nha Trang. I don't know how do you pronounce it in English even.
The Russian town.
The Russian town. And then Mui Ne by the beach.
Yes, Phu
Quoc
Island.
We have videos on our channel from the Phu Quoc Island. So these are the places that we are basing our experience on.
We haven't been to the northern part of the country yet.
And the next question is about that, and we won't be able to answer it. Is it better to go to Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh? We can answer, I think, only from what we have heard, and from what I have heard is that most likely, for me personally, Ho Chi Minh would be better. Ho Chi Minh is a city in the south, and Hanoi is a city in the north. Two big cities, two of the biggest. And I think for me personally, Ho Chi Minh would be better because Ho Chi Minh is more modern.
Yeah,
but I have heard good things about architecture in Hanoi. But from what I have heard, Ho Chi Minh is the more vibrant city, and that might be the one for me. Anything to add?
I wanted to ask you, our friend who visits Vietnam frequently, she said she likes Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi.
She said Ho Chi Minh, and I'm basing.
And why? Because it's more modern.
Yeah, she said that Hanoi is just boring city.
Okay.
It's a woman who has spent something like 10 years, almost 10 years in living in Asia. And
okay, I see. So, okay.
I trust her.
Okay.
Next question: is alcohol legal in Vietnam? Yes.
Yeah, you can even buy 3-liter or 5-liter vodka bottles, plastic vodka bottles in the supermarket.
By the way, this, what you see if you are watching this on YouTube, this is Chang water, not beer.
Transparent Chang beer in a that looks like bottled water, so you can drink drink in front of your boss. That's not a good idea, by the way.
Yeah, alcohol is widely available in
Yeah,
Vietnam.
beers are cheap, and there's other sorts of alcohol, and probably also cocktails and whiskey, wine, probably. But we are not really consuming alcohol. Sometimes beers only, and beers are like very popular. Coffee is also popular in Vietnam. Vietnam has its own coffee, and it's quite strong, and it's very flavorful, and it's I would say it's kind of thick.
Yeah.
And often they drink it with condensed milk. So it's kind of interesting and new thing for us. It was an interesting and new thing for us to try.
And
also egg coffee. There was something to do with the war, and I think they didn't have maybe milk, and eggs are cheaper or available because of the chickens and whatnot, and so they used egg to make coffee, I don't know, sweeter, less milder. So there's this famous egg coffee, which is black Vietnamese coffee with egg on, like somehow they mix it together, and it's very interesting, and I would say quite tasty.
And I would generally say that coffee, if you like coffee, is something to try in Vietnam. You can go to any place. In Ho Chi Minh there are like thousands of coffee shops. You can also go they have 7-Eleven, or what was the convenience store?
Circle K.
Circle K. You can also go to Circle K, like the convenience store, and even they have good Vietnamese coffee. And the one that I personally would recommend, like you said about egg coffee, I would personally recommend the coffee with sweet milk, and it was, I think, Café Sua Da.
Café Sua Da, maybe.
Maybe. Not sure. With the milk. Try.
And they have their own like Starbucks coffee. They have their own franchise, like a coffee shop. I think it was called Highlands Coffee. It's also a good place to go for a coffee.
But there are like thousands of them in Ho Chi Minh. Not sure about other cities actually. Don't remember much about Nha Trang, or they have, but not like Ho Chi Minh is crazy for coffee.
And also we saw quite a lot of coffee shops in Phuoc Island. It's an island.
True. Okay, so why Ho Chi Minh City? It's the city we have been talking so much. Why Ho Chi Minh City is so popular? I personally think it's personal for the same reasons that I like it, because of how modern it is, and also because of nightlife and coffee culture. And
is there a metro? No metro.
I don't remember metro.
No, me neither. But maybe there was one.
There are millions of motorbikes.
How they get around the city then, if there's no metro?
It's been 5 years since we were in Ho Chi Minh, maybe.
Can you Google it? Because I think there should be metro. Like, not should be, but there was a metro of some sort. At least one line.
But anything else you would add? Why Ho Chi Minh is so?
No, it's just a question to you. For you. I would add. What can I add?
Ho Chi Minh is famous for, I think, all the modern stuff.
Like skyscrapers. I think there's this tall building which is the tallest in Vietnam.
Yes.
And what else?
Speaking of metro, I see that one line is under the construction.
Okay, there will be metro.
There will be.
Okay.
But like when you mentioned it, Ho Chi Minh has so many people living there. Like I don't know exact number, but these are millions, and there are also a few millions of motorbikes. It's a sight you have to see for yourself, and it's a sight I would recommend you.
Absolutely crazy
I
and
would
fascinating at the same time.
Yeah, I would recommend you to just go for that craziness. It's a nice city actually. Like I have been to cities that I would not call nice. Manila, for example, Jakarta, for example.
Ooh, Delhi.
Delhi in older parts, Dhaka, not so nice. Ho Chi Minh is okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's actually a nice and decent city to spend a few days. It's not like too stressful, even though the traffic's crazy, but the city is nice. And there are actually plenty of museums. Maybe that's why, maybe this is one of the things we can like, this is one of the things it is popular for museums, because there are some good museums. I remember we were visiting a few museums there.
Something related with war we went to? Yeah, but when I think about tourists and where I saw tourists, I saw them mostly...
Nightlife. Remember that crazy, loud street? Which was kind of similar to Khao San Road, but a bit better. That one. That's what Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City is famous for, the nightlife.
Yeah, and also the Mekong Delta. Mekong is the big river in Asia, and the Mekong Delta is nearby Ho Chi Minh. And by the way, the excursion to Mekong Delta is one of those cheap, affordable, reasonable, decent tours, but don't expect much. It's like, going to some river, going on a little boat tour for 5 minutes, and this is your Mekong Delta. Like, don't expect like any crazy jungle explorer kind of tour. You can get that stuff in Asia, but you have to look for it. By the way, the next question that I see is a very popular question. And I see also the answer here, it's a super crazy answer. How do you commute in Ho Chi Minh City? And the people here are saying, traveling with the iconic cyclo remains a popular way of getting around.
What is a cyclo?
Cyclo is, I guess the like bicycle rickshaw, and yep.
But I haven't seen those in Ho Chi Minh City.
It's just for tourists. Like, look, I'll show you guys too.
But it's for tourists. Yeah,
normal people don't use this. Oh, I don't think you see it. It's not focusing.
I think it's more of Hanoi vibe, because Hanoi is more popular for these bicycle rickshaws. I didn't know that they exist in Ho Chi Minh City.
This is not your thing. In Ho Chi Minh City, take a Grab taxi or motorbike taxi, like Grab motorbike taxi.
Or a bus. There are buses.
Grab is an app like Uber.
Buses.
Don't go bicycle rickshaw. Imagine going in New York from Brooklyn to, I don't know, all across Manhattan and to New Jersey on a bicycle. You don't want that. The next question, do you need a visa for Vietnam? Yeah.
Yes, actually you need a visa for Vietnam, for mainland Vietnam, but you don't need a visa for Phu Quoc Island. If you visit only Phu Quoc Island, and there's an international airport in Phu Quoc Island, and there are like flights from I would say several Asian countries. Like I think there was a flight from Bangkok, maybe Kuala Lumpur. That's how we went. And from Seoul. And if you are flying from some other country in Asia to Phu Quoc and visiting Phu Quoc only, you can go there without a visa. They will stamp your passport, and and it's for free, and you can stay on Phu Quoc Island for 30 days. But you can't go to mainland Vietnam unless you apply for a visa in Phu Quoc. But if you want to visit mainland Vietnam, you need to apply for a visa, and I think it can be done online, and then you print out some whatever you have to print, I don't remember, some sort of papers. Well, probably you fill in some forms, then you print them out, print out the confirmation, and then you show it once you land, and then they probably stamp your passport, and you pay money. I guess. No, wait. There's something
when we were doing it.
Wait, there's something with an invitation letter and the form, and then you have to pay for an invitation letter, and then you have to pay for the visa once you arrive. So yeah, in 2 words, you need a visa.
You need a visa. When we were doing it like 5 years ago, like for the mainland, you had to get something in advance,
yes.
Go to country, pay money, get the real visa in the passport. Now, as far as I know, it can also be done like on arrival, but you still need to do also something in advance.
Yes.
One of the main tips that I would give you is when applying for Vietnam visa, I have also been like doing research recently. When applying for that visa now in 2024, make sure that you like apply on the official site,
yes.
Because there are like many agencies that make their sites look like official government websites, and they charge you extra. So to save some money, you can like apply directly on the government website.
And
that's as far as I understood.
And a couple of years ago, I think there were a few nationalities like French and German who could like travel to Vietnam without a visa at all for 2 weeks. But it was some time ago. I'm not sure if it's still the case now. Yeah.
Visa is necessary.
Yeah, probably yes.
Most likely you need it, and for Phu Quoc you don't need it.
Yeah.
Next question I see is $100 enough for Vietnam?
For a day or what?
For a month? No. For a tourist? For a month? No.
But for a day, complete, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I would say that Vietnam is one of those countries where you can get a pretty good experience if you are a budget-conscious traveler. For a budget starting from maybe like $20 also, like you can get a pretty good experience. Get some clean basic room, eat some food, get some maybe motorbike transport and or bus, and how?
But if you have 100, then it's more than enough. It's enough for 2 people even, or 3.
For a family.
Yeah, I think it's for a family.
Yeah, it's decent.
I think even less for a family.
Yeah, you can do a family, like, let's say
a family splurge.
Yeah, or if it's 2 adults and 1 kid, I can. I would assume that starting from $50 a day, you'll feel reasonably comfortable.
Yes.
A room for 20, food for maybe 15, 20, and then some 15 or $10 or euro for some transportation, maybe some entrance fee. Yeah, reasonable. And like, do you need more? It will depend on how many like extra activities we want to do.
How many extra mouths to feed?
Yeah. How much? Again, a money question. How much money do I need for 7 days? I think we kind of answered this already. Like I said, like starting from 20, 30, if you are a solo traveler, or maybe like 40, 50 if you are a couple, or maybe a couple with a kid, is enough for a day. So 20, 30, or maybe like 50. And so for a week, it's starting from like 150, 140 for a person, or maybe like 350 for a couple, 350 for a couple for a week. 50 a day. Nice, nice.
Maths is not my strongest. Yeah, I'm not really good at it. So.
Yeah.
Well,
you
have if you have like $500, you will be fine.
You will be fine.
Plus flights, of course.
Yeah, and visa. Visa also
Yes.
costs some money. Not too much, but it
It depends
was.
on the nationality.
Yeah, for us it was. Back then it was like $50, maybe could be.
Yeah, I think for Americans it's more expensive.
How many days in Vietnam is enough? I think.
It's a
I think-
very tricky question because Vietnam is like divided into, I would say, South and North Vietnam, and I think you should, choose between South or North because the country is very spread out, and if you want to visit both, like North and South, then you should I think you should fly between those two.
Then you need many days.
Yeah,
Maybe.
if you want to get a glimpse, of both, like South and North Vietnam, then maybe fly between the South and North, and also take into account that the seasons are quite different in the South. Like the weather is quite different because when it's hot and humid in the South, like now it's hot and humid in the South in January. But in the north it will be quite cool, so
Yeah.
take this
Yeah.
into account. But I would say
How many days or not? How many days is the question? You can do it in 2 weeks.
you
to get
can
a
do
glimpse.
it, yes, but maybe 3 weeks is better.
Yeah, because Vietnam it's a long country, and if you want to see like something from the north, go really to the north to Sapa maybe and see the Halong Bay, see Hanoi. Something from the middle, see a little bit. Go to the south, see something from the south. Go on that day trip to the Mekong Delta. Maybe go to an island or two.
I think there's only one island.
Only one. Go to
I'm
Phu
not
Quoc.
sure how
And-
many islands are there.
And yeah, and that will be something like 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3
It will be like
weeks,
super fast.
maybe.
Traveling by night, flying always. Maybe you can do it in 2.
If you are like focusing only on the south or the north, then maybe 2 weeks is enough.
Or a week. Or if you have 2 days, then 2 days. Can I wear shorts in Vietnam?
Yes,
Yes, I wear shorts in
and
Vietnam.
I did too.
Which month is the best to visit Vietnam? You touched this a little bit already.
South is fine, like
Year round?
Well, the south is similar to Thailand. So when it's cold in Europe, like in December and January and February, so yeah, you can take a break and go and enjoy the warmth in the southern part of Vietnam. It will be very pleasant in January, February, December, March maybe. But the north, I'm not sure. Maybe May is better. April. I don't remember when was when it's like warming up in the north.
As far as I know, there are only like 2-3 months that are not good for the north. For people who love warm weather,
Yeah.
and it's like December, January. It
Yeah,
can be
so-
too cold for you. The rest, like November, it's not gonna be hot, but it's gonna be okay. Same February, it's getting already warmer. That's as far as I know about the north. But south, yeah, like you said, it's similar to Thailand, tropical, hot, humid, hot during the winter. I think it's the same as crazy hot in like April and
Yeah,
rainy.
actually, if you want to visit South Vietnam, April is already too hot. We were in April, right?
Yes.
Last time. And it was too hot already,
Yes.
and the rainy season was coming, so it was quite nice actually when it was raining because it was kind of a respite from this crazy crazy hell weather. But April it's hot, so maybe December to March, South Vietnam, and whatever you said, North.
Yeah. You can go in the same like months, but take into account that
Take your sweater.
in winter you'll need maybe sweater, yeah. Or maybe 2 sweaters if you
or
are.
5.
Or if you go to Sapa, I think in December or January, you may need also maybe 5 sweaters if you
And
are
a jacket.
if you are like us.
And a hat and gloves and boots.
Yeah, and maybe your own portable heater. Is it okay to drink tap water
No.
in? Okay, no. What is the most expensive month to visit Vietnam? I think it's a worldwide thing. Not okay, not worldwide thing.
There is no expensive month in Vietnam. Next question.
It gets a little bit more expensive during holidays, but only in
December, January maybe. Yes.
select places only. If you're not picky, you'll find good place where to stay or eat or do things also like last minute. And
Food is always the same. The price is the same for food. So maybe hotels will vary slightly, but I think
yeah, I will answer the next question. Which airline is the best to fly to Vietnam? I recommend airline that has airplanes.
But if you are serious, then probably something like Turkish Airlines, Qatar Airways.
I think all are good.
I think, or actually, whatever is flying from Europe, or I don't know where from, what.
If you are from Bangkok, AirAsia maybe.
Yes, AirAsia actually is very good. If you are flying from Asia, then AirAsia or Scoot, and if you are flying from Europe, Turkish Airlines, Qatar, Air France, KLM, Lufthansa.
The cheapest.
British, yeah, we usually choose the price performance,
Yeah,
like the cheapest or cheap and like full service and cheap, whatever. Yeah.
Many options. Like I don't really.
They all are good.
I don't really actually get this question because we have been traveling a lot for 10 plus years, flying 20, 30 times, maybe more a year, and
Really?
like flights, they lax like,
Ah.
and different airlines, low cost airlines, Ryanair, Wizz Air, EasyJet,
They all are good actually.
Arabian low costs, Asian low costs, full service airlines. Of course, not all are. They are not the same. But if the price is good and you think like the next option is like way more expensive, like go for what's better for you.
We haven't tried Spirit Airlines yet, but people say it's the worst. But I don't believe those people.
It's from America, yeah?
Yeah.
They don't fly to Vietnam. Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
I think those African or whatever airlines that have airplanes with bullet holes in them are worse than Spirit Airlines.
Yeah. Is street food in Vietnam safe? Yeah.
Probably most of it is okay.
Yeah. Street food generally is reasonably safe in Southeast Asia, in whole this region, I would say, because you see, this is what most of people eat, and I think who said it? I think it was Anthony Bourdain who said like that street food generally is safe, and I know that he really liked Asian street food and Vietnamese street food, because you see these people, they are making this food for the community, for their neighbors, and no one wants to poison a neighbor, and it's a bad business, and so it may not look appealing or up to your sanitary standards if you are from, I don't know, Germany, but generally it's okay, and it's partly also because that even though the water, like you said, is not drinkable from the tap, but it's reasonably fine and
Yeah, it's not like in India.
yeah, there are places where it's worse. So I think you can agree with me that food generally, street food is.
I think
Safe.
it's less safe than in Thailand, but still you shouldn't worry too much.
Yeah.
Just choose like maybe if you are if you are new to Southeast Asia, maybe just choose like a place where you can sit down and you can see like a restaurant type or cafe type place where there are like tables and like which is
Level up.
a place like an actual place you walk in and sit down. Maybe if you are new to this type of traveling in Southeast Asia, maybe avoid those like little carts and like little hole in the wall places where you can't really sit down. Maybe choose, like I said, like a place where you can walk in and sit down and order from a menu. Well, we have eaten like probably everywhere, like from some small carts and whatnot. But if you are new, then like I said, choose the place where you can walk in and sit down. But where locals are eating.
Yeah.
This is how you get to try decent and tasty Vietnamese food.
Yeah, that's
but
something.
But if you
yeah.
are completely, you don't want to risk and try, then there are plenty of nice, more expensive but still quite cheap restaurants where they serve all kinds of food. Yeah, so I think in Vietnam you can eat quite good things, even if it's not whatever.
Yeah, is street food in Vietnam safe? Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
And one last thing that I would like to add about food is that, like Una said, like you started talking about beginners. One thing to understand is also that if you are new to the region, there is a high chance that your stomach won't handle the food perfectly, and it's just normal. That it's how our body works. Like it's not. It doesn't like necessarily mean that the food is bad or that you have food poisoning.
Yeah, maybe just your stomach your body doesn't like the structure or the spices, and that's why your stomach is upset. But it doesn't mean that it's food poisoning. Maybe if you eat like potatoes and sausages and cabbage every day, then when you go to Vietnam and eat soup or whatever curry, then maybe your stomach it will take a few days until it gets used to it.
It's normal. You can there is a chance that you will you may feel unwell also after eating in McDonald's in Vietnam, just because it's in Vietnam.
Yeah, a lot of people take probiotics before the trip and during the trip, and it helps. I never tried it, so maybe you can Google it if you are concerned about food safety. Maybe a couple of more questions and we are done.
Yes, food question. Next food question. What are the not food question. What are the toilets like in Vietnam? Normal.
I think worse than in Thailand, but not too bad, I guess. I don't remember.
Squat toilets?
Squat toilets. And fancier cafes probably have like a regular toilet.
Okay. What are popular foods in Vietnam?
Food and toilet. It's a very beautiful combination.
Pho soup is, I think, the number one that
Banh
you
mi.
should try. Banh mi is a sandwich. You should try.
What
coffee,
else?
Coffee you mentioned. The coffee with milk, coffee with egg. What else?
What else? Good question.
Actually, the variety is not big, right?
Remember, there were some sort of spring rolls, both fresh ones and the fried ones, and there was something with pancakes. Like they're kind of, it looked like a pancake, and then you, I think, put stuff in that pancake, like meats and veggies, and then you like wrap it everything together, and then you eat it. I don't know the name of this dish, but I think it was in Vietnam.
Yes.
And banana pancake is very popular. Banana Nutella pancake where the tourists are, so you can, if you like it, then
And Lace
at
crisps,
least
yes.
one
Lace
dish you
crisps.
can eat.
Lace crisps, Lace crisps, Lace crisps.
Yes.
That's what you said was spring
No, wait,
rolls and summer rolls.
Summer
Spring rolls are the
fried
deep
ones,
fried.
yeah.
Spring rolls are deep fried. Summer rolls, they are fresh.
Wait, seafood. For towns that are like on the coast, seafood is very popular. All these mussels and clams and fish and prawns and crabs and whatnot. Like, yeah, seafood.
Okay, eat seafood. But
Sausages, maybe, some sort of sausages, probably.
generally, I would say that food is like the variety is not too big. It's
Yeah.
pretty small. People eat rice with meat, rice with vegetables, soups, sandwiches,
Yes.
drink coffee.
And I think one of the most popular breakfast dishes was rice with fried pork in some sort of sauce, and then some veggies on the side, and an egg. So simple food.
And let's finish this.
Wait, one more question. But I will ask this question because you didn't see it on the list on Google.
Okay, ask me.
How to travel between the cities in Vietnam? I mentioned flights already, but
Yeah.
what is the other way? I know there is a train, but trains are limited. Like there's probably only a few destinations. But what about buses?
Trains are not limited. As far as I know, we haven't. I think we didn't take a train, right? We didn't take.
No.
We didn't take a train, but as far as I know, you can travel like the whole length of the country from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh by train. It's a long distance. Could be also something like 48 hours.
Yes.
Okay, but we didn't.
Took buses.
We didn't use that. The other option, a very popular option, and in our opinion, in my opinion, definitely a very decent, nice, and comfortable option is buses. But an important thing is that not all buses. It depends like what company you take, because remember we were taking ours and like we were taking buses and they were like super comfortable, clean.
It was an orange. The company, the buses were orange.
They were good.
Yeah.
They were good.
What was
And
the name of it? Yeah.
I have seen also people taking buses and complaining.
We
And,
didn't complain because there was nothing to complain about.
Yes, and but the interesting thing is also that these buses, most of these buses, these long distance, anything like above like 4 hours, these are sleeper buses. And I am 1 meter 86. I don't know, it's like 6 inches or what? 6 inches something.
What?
Full, not inches, but 6 feet. 6 feet. 6 feet.
6 inches is something else, Kaspars.
6 feet.
6 feet. Wait, one.
And I'm feeling good.
6'2" you are. You're
And
quite tall.
I have been feeling good on these buses. Like, of course, I'm not like a too wide person, but I have been feeling good.
The name of the bus is Futa Bus.
Futa bus.
The orange one.
Futa bus, a very good company, and the sleeper buses is the most popular option for getting around.
Yes,
And I
it's
also
Futa.
wanted to add one more thing. Do you have anything about buses?
The good ones are Futa buses. That's what I'm trying to.
Una, we don't see you.
The good ones are Futa buses, and that's what we took.
Anything to add about transport? I think this is the number one, like buses.
Yeah, Futabas. Yeah.
And the last thing that I wanted to tell you about, and also that I didn't see like on Google, people were not asking. Maybe I just didn't look good enough. A thing that Vietnam is very famous for between travelers is motorbiking. Not only to see how these people are, like how local people are motorbiking, but also to motorbike yourself. One of the world's most popular like things to do, like one of the bucket list items for many, is to go motorbiking across Vietnam. Mostly people do those who have time and are adventurous enough. Mostly they do the whole like length. They go at least from Ho Chi Minh to Hanoi, maybe further, and like the good and convenient thing is that now when like country sees that tourists are interested in that, there are companies offering services like you can get a bike in one city, get it serviced for free, maybe even on the way, and leave it at the final destination, and that's also a cool thing. Or if you want to save money, you buy a cheap bike.
Then you break it.
Hopefully you don't break it. You make it to the end and
In
sell
one
it.
piece. You in one piece and bike in one piece. Well, better if you are in one piece.
You sell it and maybe even make a profit. Some do it. Some make a profit of it, and that's another thing that I wanted to add at the end. Motorbiking is extremely popular thing. Also now in 2024, I think that people are still doing it.
That's it, I think, for today.
Have been doing now today and yesterday. Yeah.
Okay, I think it's okay if we finish now.
Yes. To sum it up, Vietnam it's nice for tourists. We didn't tell that thing, but we don't personally like it as a destination for longer stay. But we have enjoyed our trips to destination, trips to
This destination, yes.
yeah to these places in Vietnam.
I think we are talking too much and we are tired. Bye.
Bye bye.